How you doing? I'm Todd. This is my lovely wife, Marissa. Welcome to another episode of Wickedly Haunted. Got a very special episode for you this week. You know, when I first saw a ghost show, I think it was like Ghost Adventures, probably like 9-10 years ago, and I didn't even know people went out there and investigated the paranormal. I certainly didn't know that people had equipment to do it and like could see with cameras. I didn't know what an IR camera. I didn't know what any of that was. And I was shocked and like actually thrilled to see all that good stuff. So we got a good treat for you tonight because Marissa and I decided that we were going to put together a top 5 list of our all-time favorite pieces of visual paranormal evidence ever caught on camera. Okay, so we're going to start off with clip number 5. It comes from a guy named Steve Shippey out in Saginaw, Michigan. He does a lot of good documentaries. And in this video, you're going to see a ghost running past a doorway. It's absolutely incredible. So let's roll number 5.
Show you what we freaking captured.
That was number 1.
Right here. Okay. Right here.
That's number 1. So it's okay. We'll do it the reverse order. It's fine. A little bit of technical difficulties. It happens. Here we go.
What was that?
That's my man. He tells himself Prozac.
Pads right there for the caskets.
One of those things where he's like a mellow guy, I think.
I love that for him.
It's awesome.
Down to earth.
Yeah, there you
I like
go.
him.
I'm positive something just moved right there. Check it out.
That's outrageous. That's
Okay,
crazy.
so that's what we like to call the Holy Grail, the full body apparition. You could see his legs moving, his arms. If I caught a piece of evidence like that, I swear to God, I'd be thrilled for like a year, I think. Absolutely amazing, amazing stuff.
Yeah.
So coming in at number 4, it's actually a tie. It's thermal imaging evidence. They're both from Gettysburg, one from Ghost Hunters, one from Ghost Adventures. The great thing about the Ghost Hunters is they always try to make sure that it's 100% legit, and they actually go and recreate it after with a live person to make sure that that's what they saw. And sure enough, it is what they saw. So you're going to see 2 pieces, 2 soldiers, ghosts caught on thermal imaging, Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. One of my dream places to go, bucket list,
God.
absolutely.
One day.
Check it out, number 4, Gettysburg.
What room?
Number 2. This is number 2.
Holy oh my God.
I had this the other way. Technical difficulties.
There.
Yeah.
Right now, we're reviewing the thermal footage that Dave just shot as we were walking back and forth on this road. So real time, he's not there, nothing there, nothing there.
And there it
And
is.
then boom, there it is. Then all of a sudden, it just walks across the road, right into the field. We're looking for claims of soldiers coming out of these tree lines, walking into the field, moving around. And as Dave is watching the viewfinder on the thermal camera, he sees what he thinks is a tree trunk because it's got heat. And then all of a sudden, it just starts walking. It walks right across the road and into that field right there.
That's when I first noticed it, is when it started moving.
Look at that, right into the field. Gone.
What we're doing right now is reenacting what we saw. Britt is going to be in front of the sign where I think I saw it. Okay, Britt, you got me?
This is where it started at?
From what I can tell, yes. All right, so now we'll go to the left and walk towards the barn. All right, I'm coming back right now. So right now we're gonna compare the videos and see if there's any similarities.
That's crazy, Dave. What do
Very
you...
strange. I don't know. I mean, but watch when you walk.
That's me walking. And look, you can see me through all of this crap.
That's the interesting thing. It's like you're still there.
Okay, and this is what we have of it. Right here, nothing. Nothing over there. It's like it's gone.
What this thing did was appear and disappear. What Britt did in the same exact spot, you could see him through the fence. So to me, that...
They say that they see these soldiers standing up in this ridge line.
This appears to be a Civil War soldier. You can distinctly make out the rifle and the backpack, and as it moves closer to the tree line, you can see it go into a ready aim fire position as the gun is swung around.
That's awesome.
Awesome stuff. We actually just purchased a thermal imager, so we are super excited to get out in the field and try that out. And if we can catch anything half as cool as that,
Oh my God,
I'd
I can't
be
wait
thrilled.
to use it. We have not used it yet, but
just amazing that two different groups went there. They caught similar image of Gettysburg soldiers walking across roads with what looks like packs on and guns and everything. And supposedly that is something that happens a lot in Gettysburg. If you think about it, 50,000 people died in 3 days on a battlefield. The battlefield is probably the most haunted areas in Gettysburg.
I'm sure.
The whole town is. Coming in at number 3, this used to be actually one of our favorite shows, Paranormal Lockdown. These two investigators, Nick and Katrina, used to go and stay places for 72 hours. They used to sleep there and everything. It was wild. And what they actually caught here, they had a cameraman that used to troll around with them, and they caught a patient crawling across the floor on the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum. Now, backstory on this real quick is a couple of years later, another show went there, and in that same 4th floor, right where the ghost crawls out, a guy who had a mental illness where he thought he was like a 6-year-old boy lived there, and he got stuck in a room with 2 criminally insane guys who killed him. But his thing was he used to crawl around on the floor. So this is caught right outside his room. These guys don't realize it on this show. It's not till a couple of years later that I heard that story and put 2 and 2 together. So really awesome clip, ghost crawling across the floor. This one's going to really freak you out. Number 3.
Right there.
I'm looking. I'm right here. Katrina.
God. It had shape. It wasn't just like a mist.
But it wasn't human? It didn't have like a
I'm
figure?
shaking right now. I don't know what I just saw.
Talk to us. What are you talking about?
So we were looking down that way. I thought I heard something in my ear. Footsteps back there. And then as I zoomed in on you guys, my focus went to that back wall. And at that very last second, it's like I thought, like almost like a large snake or lizard or something just kind of slithered past.
What a
Do you have the
so
monitor on? Can we play it back? Can we play it back?
Yeah, let's play it back.
Watch back here. And that's when I heard something, because you could tell it's focused all over the place. I don't even know what I'm doing. Now watch. Right there.
What the fuck is that?
It's like, that's why I said it's like a snake.
Yeah.
I'm shaking right now. Just look at it. You good? Here, so watch it again. So here we are. And it's right here that I noticed that it's moving. And it's sliding right across, right to left. And now it's gone. Whatever shape that was that I first saw.
I don't know what the hell you were talking. Yeah, when I was like, what was that?
There goes, oh my god.
Whoa.
It just like, it literally, it slithers.
What's weird too is that it's like it's there the whole time. It's just hanging out. And then it was like...
Rob, I've never seen anything like that.
So there's something in the middle of the floor, right? Is that what I'm saying?
That's what it looks like. There's some white blob. And then when he gets close on me,
he's down at the bottom.
he's focusing on me, and then like right after that, it starts to move.
It's just like a shadow hanging out behind us. And then it
slithers away.
It's definitely not an animal, right?
No, because we would have heard it.
Yeah, exactly. It can't be an
We
animal.
would have heard it. We weren't that far away from it.
And even if it was an animal, what kind of animal is that huge?
That slithers?
With no sound?
That, whatever that is something else. What we've experienced in this hall tonight is bizarre. And I don't have a natural explanation for any of that right now.
I've never seen something like that. It's freaking nuts.
See?
Yeah, it's really hard.
I hope you're able to see that. It didn't seem to translate that well. It's clearly a patient falling across the floor. If you get a chance to look it up, it's Paranormal Lockdown, Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum, and if you can brighten it up, I should have brightened it up probably. I didn't realize it. I could see it on my phone, but I'm sorry if you couldn't see it at home. Hopefully you could, because it's really freaky. Coming in at number 2, Ghost Adventures. This is from the documentary they did before they had a show. It's absolutely incredible. They're in the Goldfield Hotel, one of the most haunted hotels in Nevada, and they're in the basement, and Zach goes into a room and a brick goes flying. But not only that, he doesn't realize it at the time. There's also 2 boards that go levitating and flying across the room. It gets analyzed at the end of a clip by a video audio expert, and when you see what it looks like once they go ahead and review it, it's going to blow your mind, because absolutely incredible. I mean, I can't imagine what it's like. That was the first time they ever went ghost hunting. Was that, like, how do you even top that?
That was the first time?
Yes, it was like the first place they ever went. So absolutely fantastic. So check out number 2 from Ghost Adventures.
What room? Is that you making all the noise? Holy! Oh my God! Holy!
Look at it.
Going to give an analysis to see if it's been tampered with. All right, I've got some editing software that is used for infrared and night vision cameras and surveillance cameras that allows you to pick up things that you can't see normally with the naked eye. So we're going to go ahead and get started with that right now. All right, we're going to take a look at some footage here of a brick that takes flight, and here you can see it go off right here, right there. I'm going to bring up some graphics right here in a second that's going to show you of a straight line on which, if the brick was launched or pulled in any way, that it would have gone in a straight line, and you'll be able to see that underneath the line, you'll be able to see the brick come right here underneath the line there, kind of dip down underneath of it right there. Here's another view of it, dip down and kind of went in an arch there. So, in my opinion, that it doesn't look like it's been tampered with. It looks like that something threw this brick. The next thing that I visually observed is the spinning of the brick. Okay, I'm using the vector scope here to enhance the video. I'm getting rid of the ambient noise or the fuzz to see if there's any fishing line or rope or string or something attached to the brick, and you would see it in through the video here. You would be able to see the lines of it, especially after this brick takes flight, and clearly there's nothing here. All right, one of the other things that I found on this video after I cleaned it up with the vector scope is there's a board back here that you can't really see back here now, but after I clean it up, you're going to be able to see this board take off from behind the brick. It kind of levitates itself up and flies to the opposite side of the brick. This board right here, it just goes off backwards, and the brick is going one way. And even with the vector scope, I analyzed the area with the vector scope. It's just something that's really unexplainable.
Look at the board. I don't care how many times I've seen that video. I absolutely love it. To see that brick take off and shoot across the room. No wonder he got scared, but I would have been screaming, "Get the camera on it! Get the camera!" I mean, I get it. He's in a basement, but you know, each his own. But number 1 is actually a recent video from a show called Ghosts of Morgan City. And when Marissa and I saw this, we were screaming at the TV. It is the most incredible piece of paranormal footage we have ever seen. To get something like this, like the people on the show are bugging out. I was bugging out with them.
Yeah.
So let's roll number 1 because I'm excited to see it. Oh no, that's number 5. That's number 5. That's Steve again with the ghost. Technical difficulty. I thought I remembered him right. Put them on. I remember them on the video, yeah. Look at that.
was here watching it live. I know for a fact nobody came in or out of that house, and I was watching it live as I was doing these EVPs. I have never, ever seen anything like this on TV, out of TV, anything I've ever done. This is a full freaking body apparition. All the way down with the dress down to the ground. You see through that thing. You can literally see through it, dude. You can see the background as it walks through right there on the bottom. But this time we get the whole uniform. We captured the whole thing that I think is probably a nurse. Guess what? I'm sold. The rest of the cast and the entire crew were at a meal break, and I was sitting in the ghost coach, and there's definitely no one here wearing a long white dress. I know what I saw. I know it was captured. We have to do our due diligence. I need somebody to walk that path.
Sarah, go.
No, Sarah. So much of the figure that we captured on an infrared camera is actually translucent. There's also very little detail on the head.
Okay, I'm in.
So we want to see what an actual person would look like, retracing those same steps from the same camera angle, same camera, same lighting. Okay, make sure Scott's floodlight is off. We're good. We can now it's off. If Sarah appears to be a solid form from head to toe and we hear her footsteps, then there's a chance we've actually captured a full body apparition of the nurse who's haunting this plantation. Okay, and when you're ready, nice slow walk past that doorway.
Can you see in here?
Just so we're clear, it's pitch black.
Sarah, if you can't see there, someone who's an actual person would have had to know that route very well without tripping or falling. This thing, whatever it wasn't stumbling, it was floating. Okay, go ahead. Okay, stop. Okay, you look like you. You can see Sarah's head and her entire body in solid form, but this other figure, it looks more translucent. And there's not as much detail in the face or head. It almost looks like her hair might be pulled up in a bun. Plus, listen to this. You can clearly hear Sarah's footsteps on the floor, but the other figure...
Wow.
That's unbelievable.
Wow. And what that is when people say, I saw a ghost that looked as solid as you and me, that ghost had hair color, skin color, like it wasn't just a misty figure. It wasn't a shadow figure. It was like a real person floating by. And the great thing about that is that they went and had the other girl on the show walk through to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Just to show what that looked like, just like the ghost hunters did in the thermal. And that's always something you should do if you don't want people to discount your evidence. Mm-hmm. Even though you were there, you know it wasn't a hoax. There are a lot of hoaxes out there. People make millions of dollars for viral videos and will put on fake Bigfoot suits. We'll do fake ghost videos. There's CGI. There's everything now. I hate it. I hate it because if that wasn't there, you could just watch evidence and know it was all real. But people do it. So if you don't want people to question your stuff, it's always a great idea to do your due diligence. Now, this segment brings us right into our next segment, kind of segues into it. And it's a segment that we're going to do from time to time called Ghost Hunting 101, where we're going to go over different aspects of paranormal research, so that if something you're interested in doing or don't know a lot about, you know, you can get the knowledge that we got through all the books we read, the documentaries we watched, all the shows we watched, all that good stuff. So today's Ghost Hunting 101 segment is about, you guessed it, capturing video, visible evidence, pictures, stuff like that. And we're going to go over some of the camera equipment that we have and that we use, you know, to give you an idea of how each one works. So the first thing, and really the first thing that we purchased, is a night vision camera. As you can see, most paranormal investigation shows are shot in night vision. Mm-hmm. So the first thing you have to have is your night vision camera right here, okay, which sees in the infrared spectrum, which is a lower spectrum than our eyes can see in. Now, I will tell you 100% ghosts exist in this light spectrum. Can they cross into a higher light spectrum? Absolutely. Much more difficult. We see so much more with the infrared cameras that, you know, I'd rather stumble around in the dark any day looking through this little tiny screen on this. I mean, this screen's like 3 inches. When you're walking through a graveyard, a basement or something, through this, where am I? This tiny little screen right here, it's not easy. It looks easy on TV. It's not.
Yeah,
it's
pitch
not.
dark. This is all you can see is just this little screen.
You know, I fell into a hole at Burial Hill Cemetery up to my waist. I thought I broke my leg. I thought I was standing on somebody's head. I thought I was standing on a grave. I thought a grave sunk in, and I didn't see it. Okay, I had this camera. So,
oh god.
Okay, now there's a lot of different infrared lights you can get. We got these recently, and what's fantastic about these is that they're ultra strong. They can probably see about 100 feet, but it's got this what would you call this? This smoked out. What do you call that? Tinted. It's got a tinted glass over it, which is called a low cut filter. And what it does is it prevents your face from bleeding out in the infrared light. We have other infrared lights that are pretty strong too, round ones. But if you get too close to the person you're shooting, you can't see any of their facial features. With these,
white blur.
Yeah, it prevents a lot of that. Always recommend getting a microphone for your camera. 1,000,000,000%, let me tell you. Difference between this and your camera's microphone is night and day.
Oh yeah.
You pick up so much more with this, and the sound quality is so much better for your videos. It's fantastic. And this right here, this grip that we use, it's called the U grip, and it makes it really comfortable to be able to hold the camera like this, aim it up, move it around, rather than trying to like hold a camera up by your eye and you just tilt the screen and you can see it. And it's a really, really comfortable way to shoot the IR video, because with the battery pack for the light, it can get a little bit heavy.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's going to bring us into our next video. Last week, we did get some questions about dust versus orbs, and somebody even questioned one of our pieces of evidence in a basement. Basements do produce a lot of dust, and what dust looks like is a snowstorm. It's not one piece of dust flying around by itself. That never occurs. It's 100 pieces of dust whipping around whichever way the wind current's going, whichever way the vents in the house are going, okay? And you can tell the difference between the two. A spiritual orb or a mist anomaly or whatever will fly around by itself. It will move intelligently. It will manifest and disappear on screen. They're translucent. They're self-lit. They flash. Dust doesn't flash. It's a solid object. It's not translucent. It doesn't fly around by itself intelligently. It doesn't do any of that. You can't see through it. It's a solid object, just like you and me. It's small, and it's not the size of a softball. Okay, so if you have softball-sized dust showing up on your night vision security cameras, you probably clean the house. I don't know, but like honestly, like it's a huge difference, and we can always tell the difference. We only, like in a basement or an attic, we call them no doubters, because there's no doubt what it is. So this first video is about IR cameras, dust versus orbs, so that you know what you're looking at, so you don't get all excited if you think there's 1,000 orbs floating around and it's just dust, because when they get close, they can look like orbs sometimes. Okay, and you know what a no doubter is, and you know what to get excited about, because spiritual energy does fly around in orb form. We have asked the spirits themselves that's how they move around. We asked the ghosts these questions. We're not just guessing. We've asked at least 100 ghosts about them traveling around as orbs, and they all say they do. So let's roll that video about infrared cameras and dust versus orbs, so you can see for yourself what I'm talking about. What's the name of the female on the first floor that's, what's the name of the female on the third floor that's obsessed with Matt?
Did two people just say Matt? Yeah, that shit. I heard somebody go Matt and then Matt.
Demon again.
They're talking a lot, like smooth. He's awake.
Beam. See what it does is this is shooting out. You're gonna see it through the infrared camera in a minute. It shoots out like a grid of beams.
Hi, I can see
and it
you.
maps you.
Can
When I'm in
show
front of
yourself
it,
again? I noticed you right here for the TV. Can you show yourself again?
right, you see how there's an outline around me?
Yep.
when it's just a stick figure, more than likely it's them. Can it misread things? Yes. Maybe the heavy bag.
Oh, wait a second.
But you'll know that if it's moving around.
Yeah, it usually doesn't though. It's usually pretty good. So something was there right away. When we were put on the TV, yeah, we saw the TV box down there. That's
Setting up in the bathroom.
maybe we should plug this in.
Keep on, keep on.
I'm too long with the no dust segment.
Whoever that was, could you please come back? Just want to ask a few questions.
Did it map them out totally?
Can you grab the rods in Brandon's head and make them cross? That same room. All around him now.
Oh, great.
During the investigation, after I charged up the room. Can you make those rods cross in Brandon's hand? That will give us a sign of your presence. Just cross them over. I'm gonna say kind of right where I'm shooting. Just make those metal rods in Brandon's hand. If you can cross them, then that will let us know you're here, and we can start talking by using those. You can cross them for yes and uncross them for no. We can ask you questions.
It's not me creeping in indoors. I'm trying to not do that.
Just keep your elbows still.
It says team.
Okay, so in that first section, you saw us in the basement of a house, and there was a lot of dust flying around, and it was clearly dust. And then I showed a room with no dust while we were setting up, no orbs shooting around on the infrared camera. And then just half an hour to 45 minutes later, after I charged up the room with some electromagnetic energy to get the ghosts going, give them some fuel, you saw some orbs flying around. So same room, same environment, everybody standing still, orbs, no orbs. That's the big difference there. The next piece of video we're going to show you is we have several cameras. Some of our older non-night vision video cameras that we just have from back in the day we still use. And in this house that we were in, we went all the way down to the basement. These people lived on the 3rd floor, and we left a camera up on the 3rd floor with nobody within 3 floors of it. There was offices that were closed on the 2nd and 1st floor. So nobody's in this building. We're in the basement, and we left this camera running on a REM pod, which is a box with an antenna on it. And you basically have to put your hand within 6 inches of this antenna, and it's a little electromagnetic field that gets broken, and it causes the device to go off. So nobody's seeing this thing, and it goes crazy. You start hearing footsteps, knocking, all sorts of stuff. So it was a great catch for us. We were actually astounded when we saw it. So this is what's called an X camera. If you can leave some cameras around while you're not around, you'd be surprised what you'd catch, even if it's not night vision. So let's roll that clip. So you can see why we were pretty shocked that after we left that camera there and we're reviewing the video, I mean, you don't get that excited to review a camera that is just sitting there watching a room, but we're pretty excited to see the REM pod going off and all that good stuff. That was in New Bedford on County Street at a whaling mansion. The full video is on our YouTube channel, Relatively Paranormal. It's called The Case of the Haunted Whaling Mansion. The place was out of control. But you can hear footsteps. One of the claims at that house as well was the doors slamming. So to catch that door slamming was also a good catch. Did you all find these in Fall River?
Oh, I'm sure they're.
Oh yeah, I mean, sure.
Lizzie Borden's house definitely, but I'm sure there's
every town, city in this world has ghosts in it.
I'm actually convinced that there are spirits everywhere. There hasn't been one place that we've reached out. No, there has not been one place that we've gone to try to reach out to somebody and not been able to. Like, we've never not been able to contact spirits. We've always been able to contact spirits. People die everywhere, and if they choose not to go into the light, they'll be here, and they'll be stuck here until somebody can move them on, or if there's another light that they happen to see, if somebody else passes that they can jump into. That's what we read.
So the next piece of equipment is a super favorite of Marissa and mine. It's called the SLS Connect camera. Awesome. This was a piece of an Xbox that used to map out you as you played video game sports, swinging a baseball bat, throwing a football, that sort of thing. Somebody realized you could see ghosts on them. Now, when it maps out human beings like Marissa and I, you see an outline around our body with a stick figure in it for you, like your skeleton. When it sees a ghost, there is no outline around you. Okay, it's just a stick figure moving around. Mm-hmm. So some of the evidence we have captured on this is incredible. And this clip we're going to show you is my absolute favorite. This ghost bounces around the room. This is not a false hit. It goes above a doorway and splits its legs around the doorway. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible.
New Bedford, right?
Yeah, this could have been on our top 5. So this is an SLS camera. You're going to see that in action. These are only like $25. The computer program's free. You hook it up to a laptop, and you are good to go.
Definitely
fantastic. Definitely an inexpensive, awesome piece of equipment. So let's roll that clip.
Crazy, because that thing like never goes
Marissa,
off.
how many times have you seen that go off? Never.
Are you the one turning that on and off?
Hey, Marissa, mad orbs around it too.
Really?
Like proven, like.
I did.
Like big ass orbs, like just like swirling around that thing. You'll see how close you have to get to like.
Yeah, in my room, like.
It never went off. You would have been hearing it. Like, what the fuck?
There.
You guys should see the orbs.
Is that you on the wall? Who's on the wall? It's above the doorway.
It's fucking sick, watch.
We've had a lot of holy shit.
See that one?
Yeah, it's like a
See it? See it?
That's the doorway.
It's been something just floating over there.
What are you doing about the door? It's so weird because I don't feel anything.
See that one? See that one? Oh man, it's like.
Oh,
look at it coming right off it too.
Don't
like,
talk about Ashley.
Watch when we turn on the lights later.
Wow, that when I saw that live, that was incredible. To see him move around the whole entire room, jump up on the ceiling fan, sit on it, climb over to the doorway, and when he split his legs around the doorway, that astounded me. I mean, essentially at the end, he had his hand on the ceiling, on the wall, his legs were on the doorway, and he stuck his head and his neck out like that. That's what you were looking at.
You can tell, yeah, with the head has like the yellow. You see like yellow dots. That's normally where the head is.
Oh, look, New Hampshire. How you doing, New Hampshire? Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. And finally,
strip club in Fairhaven.
What's that? Yeah, they must have watched that video.
Mm.
Yeah, we do have a video. We did a quick investigation at the old Foxy Lady. That place was haunted as well. Our last piece of equipment, again, our brand new thermal imaging camera. It hooks right up to your cell phone. It's this piece on the end. As you can see, there's a camera piece, right here that hooks onto the end. And there's your thermal imaging, okay? And you can see all sorts of crazy stuff. So we haven't used it yet in the field. You did get to see the ghost of Gettysburg walking around on the thermal imaging. But I'm just going to roll this clip that I made earlier to show you a couple cool things about the thermal camera and what it looks like, you know, in a bigger platform rather than the smaller Ghost. So let's roll that last clip.
Relatively Paranormal's latest piece of equipment in order to investigate the paranormal, the Flare 1 thermal camera. It actually hooks onto the end of a cell phone and records and uses an app on the cell phone in order to access its information. It sees things in ways of hot and cold and allows you to differentiate the two. Oftentimes, paranormal entities will appear on this where you cannot see them with the naked eye. Sometimes they're hot, sometimes they're cold. The other cool thing is if I put my hand on the wall here, okay, and then I remove it, you can see my handprint on the wall as it's dissolving. So if a ghost does something like that or sits on a chair and then moves and you see the hot and cold print on the chair, as long as everybody else is on camera showing that they didn't do it, that is paranormal activity. We are super, super excited. We're going to be using it for the first time this Saturday in our live investigation of the Edward Haskell House in New Bedford, Massachusetts. Join us then. It should be fantastic. Thank you so much.
Quick plug there. Quick plug on my own show. So another cool thing is if you saw that target in the middle with the numbers on it, whatever you put that dot on will tell you the exact temperature of that area. So if you catch, you know, an apparition walking across a hallway, you can actually see what temperature it was, stuff like that. So super awesome piece of equipment. We are so excited to use it. So excited to use it. So that brings us to last week's investigation, which was last Saturday. We will be making a video, and this is going to give you a clue as to what type of entity was there. We're going to call it New Bedford's Downtown Demon House. Honestly, it's probably the first time we ever actually ran into an actual demon.
Yeah.
Ghosts will normally talk to us, ask us for help,
yeah,
tell us how they died, why they're here, their name.
Family,
thank you.
yeah.
Thank you. Said you guys are great.
Thanks, Donna.
This thing said nothing but get out, leave, I'm going to kill you. Some of the creepiest voices you will ever hear. This house was out of control. And this is only, the clips we're going to show you is only a crumb of what's going to be in the full video, but we got some awesome clips for you. I tried to pick some of the best stuff that we came across. So we're going to run the first clip, which is showing us make contact. And when we start to realize that we're not dealing with a human spirit, we're dealing with something else. So let's roll the first clip, making contact. What happened to this clip? The hell?
Slower.
No, where's the clip?
The music.
No, what happened to the clip? I have no idea what happened to the clip. I don't know what happened to the clip. It was there earlier. I'll have to check on. I'll check on it and see if we can get back to it at the end. The next clip that we're going to show you, we're going to show off for the first time we used our Vortex 5 spirit box, which we like to call the telephone for the dead. Honestly, once we turn this thing on, the ghosts almost won't even use anything else to respond to us because they can talk freely. We have full conversations with ghosts, and now we can hear every word. As long as people aren't talking in the background, you can hear every single word. It's like having a medium in the room with you, except you don't need the medium. You can just talk. It's spectacular. So let's roll Vortex conversation, and you know, you should be impressed. I am. Go ahead and turn on a box that you can hear your own voice, okay? You're going to talk to us if I do? Turn off the light if you're going to talk to us. There you go. Good job.
Look up with the flashlight. So,
Okay.
Things, like everything's so
All right, now you, Todd, that you can use the flashlights to confirm your answers when we hear your voice. What's your name? Name?
Yes.
Everyone hi. What's your name?
disembodied voice
That was creepy.
Talk a little louder.
Can you hear me? Please say hello, nice and loud.
It whispered hi. Whisper. It said whisper too, though.
Yeah. Oh, whisper.
Hi. There you go, Marissa.
Okay, is this the entity that haunts this home? What is it? Shut up. You tell me to shut up? Yes. Okay, let me ask you this. Did you follow Was it to continue to siphon off her energy? What's your name?
What's your name?
If I pick up anything.
I got nothing yet, Todd. No orbs, no. Lucky.
Well, there's something here. Can you show it? Can you manifest in front of that red box? Can you manifest? Can you show yourself? I'm holding a camera that can see you if you show yourself.
Bible.
No, I have a box on the staircase with an antenna, a blue box with a moon on it that if you grab the antenna, it'll go off.
Nope.
I have alarms in the kitchen too. You can mess with me by making those go off.
There it is, guys.
Popped in. Did it map it out?
I don't know, but I just looked down and that's the same thing that was behind the chair.
What's your name? Do you have trouble holding on?
Who's grabbing somebody or pinching somebody?
Is there somebody that's stuck here?
Are you the only entity in this building? Turn on the light. I know, leave.
What's around my neck?
Good beads on your neck. She just said it.
Yeah.
I thought I heard you burn it too.
Around my neck. It just said cross, didn't it?
I'll go cross one, huh?
Well,
Ask what's in your back pocket.
cross.
Ask what's in your back pocket.
Oh gosh.
She's not even over there, and Todd's
Touch
being.
Marissa by the...
Todd's on this side.
You make yourself manifest right here.
Uh-huh.
Oh, something pinched me, you son of a bitch. What? Something pinched me right on my freaking chest, like right here.
Did you pinch Marissa?
You didn't?
Did you pinch Marissa?
Awkward.
Awkward.
Yes, it is awkward. He's married.
Sit.
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 Get out. Why do you want us to get out? What did the paralysis say? Paralysis say leave? Said Dean.
The whisper's creepy.
Don't you have plenty of energy? Shut up. Just said shut up. I'm out of here, fine. You guys are disrespectful. Oh, go ahead. Ever since I got around my neck, she's pinching around my neck.
Fine. It could help too, because if it, because you guys.
I can't see nothing.
No, you could. Yeah, that way is easier. You can see it. It'll map her out.
She didn't know. You heard me tell her to touch Marissa's neck, right? You heard her?
Yeah. And then pinched her chest.
No, did you tell me? Did you hear when I said touch Marissa's neck?
On this, or did I hear it?
Your ears.
No, I didn't hear it.
She didn't hear me say it. Did you hear me say that? Touch Marissa's neck? I told her to touch Marissa's neck. She didn't hear it.
And then it.
She comes over here and she goes, take this. Something keeps touching my neck and it's pissing me off. You didn't hear me say it.
It's saying get.
I know.
Yeah, saying get the fuck out.
It's okay. But you know what I'm gonna do?
I was curious to go come there, mate. Mark.
Hold on, let me see.
You just said Mark's name.
Back for this in the end, but I told the entities to touch the back of her neck while she was standing up there, and she didn't hear me because she was focused on trying to talk to them. And you can see her turning around, looking around to see like who's touching her. And then she comes over and says, "I'm done up here. Something's messing with me, touching my neck." She didn't know I had said that, which is why I was laughing. But
oh, it was awful. It really hurt because it was like.
I didn't tell her to pinch her. I told her to touch the back of her neck. I wanted to see if it would actually work, and nobody else in the room heard it, which is why I asked to see if anybody else heard it. But it's on video. It's pretty crazy.
Do you remember
stuff.
like when you were a kid and people used to give you those like Indian burns where they go like that?
That bad, wow.
Yeah, it felt like somebody was doing that like all around. Yes, of course, demons can attach to humans, and that's what we think we may have had a case of at this house.
Well, what you missed in the video that somehow got corrupted or whatever was we asked through flashlight contact.
Reason. Yes,
what about the cat?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't see a cat, but yes, the woman did have a cat, so it very well could have been a cat.
The lady had told us over the phone that she had lived in a different state, and she had thought something had followed her there and had been with her for a while. So the first thing we did was confirm that with the flashlights. Maybe we can show that on a later episode of the show. And it says right off the bat that it followed her. It never lived at the house that she's living in now. It never lived at the house that she lived in before. It was not human. It was a demon. And the videos that we have, it's just one thing, one demon comment after another. I mean, it must have said demon, Todd, Marissa, get out, kill, so many times. It was probably it was the darkest case we've ever had.
It was. But you know what's bizarre is that when we go places, they somehow know our names even before we even introduce ourselves. So it kind of makes me a little nervous, but demons somehow.
Well, demons, the theory is that one demon knows you, they all know you. And we've come across some demonic entities in graveyards and cemeteries before, because people will go there and perform dark rituals to summon those type of beings to them, thinking that they're going to get power or money or whatever it is, make deals with the devil. That stuff is real if you do it the right way. The problem is that you're giving your soul to the devil, and he comes to collect a lot earlier than you think he does. So that's part of what we do, is we try to help people. We did cleanse this lady's house. So, the last time we did that, the people were very happy. They hadn't had any paranormal experience since. So hopefully we were able to help this lady. But we did go into her basement as well, because the spirits kept saying basement. So this next clip, we're going to show that by now we were convinced that there was no human spirits there, that there was a couple of demons or a demon manipulating a dark entity or something like that. And we do a little bit of religious provocation in the basement to see what would happen, because demons don't like that. And they go berserk. So let's roll the basement clip, because it's pretty creepy stuff.
What's that?
Where are you, you coward? Oh, an orb's whipped by, Brandon. Oh, look, there you are. Oh, it came right past us, Brandon.
Jesus.
Whoa, there it is. It's whizzing around.
Are you in the
What
corner?
is that?
You ready? Then you will call, and the Lord will answer. You will cry
Video
for
that
help,
EMF detector.
and he will say,
Marissa,
here I am.
Videotape the EMF detector. Huge orb.
Take away from among you the yoke, finger pointing and speaking wickedly. And if you pour out your soul to the hungry and satisfy the afflicted soul, then your light will raise in darkness, and your obscurity will be as the noonday.
Whoa, big orb. Yes. Demon. Yes.
Did you see that? What's that mean?
Just random spike.
Oh my God. What does spiking mean?
It means that the energy is very high over there.
Does that mean they're in
You
the
see then how that by works a man is justified, and not by faith only.
Listen. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those that trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen.
33, holy fuck.
It's freezing down here.
Look at that. Yeah.
It got even colder just a second ago. It's around me. Brick. Did that temperature drop at all? Because it just got like 10 degrees colder around me.
I was 70 something when I came home.
I don't think it liked what I had to say. Do you like Jesus Christ? The reaction we got, and again, we had realized by then it was a demonic entity. If you think that you have a demon and you want to prove it, break out a cross, holy water, starts praying. The Lord's Prayer is a minor rite of exorcism, especially the deliver us from evil part. Mm-hmm. And what happened was Brandon stood there with that EMF detector, that box in his hand, registers electromagnetic energy. It did nothing. He stood there for a while. As soon as we started praying, the thing went berserk. I think it shot a 35 milligauss hit, which is insane. That's a huge amount of energy. Sure. And we also, if you were listening to the audio, I didn't subtitle all of it. I wanted to let you guys listen to it without subtitles, if you could hear stuff. But it said, "Demon, I'm going to kill everybody," and like that. So that's an angry entity right there. So the last clip we're going to get into. Our SLS camera malfunctioned for like half the night there for no apparent reason. But it did work at the end, and what it caught was a little freaky. So I call this last clip SLS Nightmare Cam, and you'll get to see what these demons look like on the SLS towards the end of the night. So let's roll the last clip. Where are you in the room right now? Where are you? Behind the door?
You should put that behind the door.
Oh, I just found it, I think. Oh, it's in the chair now. It's in the chair, and I don't know what the hell am I looking at over there. Don't move, Robert, just stop, don't move, don't move, don't move, don't move. You're standing up. Where is it? That's what that is. Yes, it's like right behind you.
What? Oh no.
Is somebody standing up?
Me!
Oh yeah,
sit back down, sit back down for a second. Oh, you can go there, look at it. What the hell?
Where is it? Right here, on screen.
Oh no. What is that?
Oh my God.
Where is that? What's that? What am I looking at there?
Something really big.
What is that?
Yeah.
Is that Brandon?
No, Brandon's
Nope. All right, so you're over here. So all us over here, and
Look at this.
wait, there's two.
Oh my God, there's two. Oh God.
Brandon, where are you?
In the corner.
That's not
Okay,
Brandon.
so you're way out of shot.
I'm way out the shot.
That's huge. What the? Where are you?
Really big.
There's two of you. The other one walked off. The other one walked off. They got up out of the chair and walked away. What are you?
Wait, you don't see the shapes of the body. Do you
That's
see
what
it?
I'm saying. Look at
Yeah.
That's
Black
abnormal.
human.
That's no
Leave?
abnormal. That's like a human.
Yeah.
Make yourself bigger right there.
Nothing
That's
else.
like over
At least
by
we
the
got
couch.
validation.
That's what I mean. That thing was near me.
What? Look at it.
What is it doing?
Oh my God.
It just shrunk. It got bigger than
Falling
shrunk.
up into like a little ball. Whoa.
Whoa.
Gone.
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 Oh, there we go. Put him
Look,
here.
look, he's over there. He reappeared over there. He's in the chair again. Gone.
Oh my gosh, dude.
That is freaky. Show yourself again. You're starting to scare me. Ooh, I want to leave. Ooh. Show yourself again. Make yourself real big if you want to scare me. Like huge. Oh my God.
There it is. You just missed it.
Oh, where was it?
It was right over in the right-hand corner, way down on the bottom.
Here, pull it back a little bit, Todd.
Hold on, wait. Where's the match? I almost don't know.
Yeah, you want me to do it?
dude.
The photos on my phone.
Todd, leave.
Oh no, turn on the ghost camera. Oh, there it is.
Oh, there it is.
Oh,
It's
there you
up
go.
front. It's up there.
Oh, there he is.
Right there.
Hello.
It's like
That's
sitting
the
on the
coffee
coffee
table.
table. It's not. Okay. No, nothing's wrong. Yes.
Go home.
Bitch.
So it sounds like.
Oh, there's two.
There's two now.
It's over by the TV. And look, it just jumped in a chair.
The chair. The
It's
chair to the
called
box,
Brandon.
Todd. That's
It's
what's
called
going to the
Brandon.
energy box.
Oh yeah, that's what that is.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a
that's
spirit
why
box.
it's
It's been at
over
the
there.
energy box. That wasn't the chair where the flashlights was.
Yeah, it's the spirit
It's been in
box.
front of the energy box the
Right,
whole
of
time.
course.
The spirit box. Okay, I'm gonna go over there.
But they're chilling. Take some pictures.
Hold on. Hold
Where's
on.
my camera?
All right, so listen.
So I think there's only two here because the phone's not.
Listen. Shut up, it said. Listen. So, I guess the entities there wanted us out.
Oh, yeah.
What if you gotta think about it like this: if an evil entity follows somebody across country to attach to them, it wants to suck them, drive their energy. It wants, if it's a demon, it wants to ruin their life. It wants to cause it till death. So it doesn't want anyone helping that person. It certainly didn't want us to smudge the house with white sage and prayer, which is what we ended up doing. And it knew that we were going to do that. It set off our car alarm. We have that on video like 100 times.
Oh, yeah.
Our car alarm does not do that. It wanted us to leave. But with the SLS camera, I get so excited watching that footage. If it's a demon, a ghost, you could see it sitting in the chair. And that chair it was sitting in is where the Vortex spirit box was. So it was sitting there talking into the box. And the other one was where I put an EM pump energy box on the coffee table.
So it's sucking up all the energy.
After all the talking and all the stuff it did, you know, it had to sit there and recharge its energy. You know, we left shortly after that, so God knows what it was going to do with all that energy. It sat there for a while, but it's pretty compelling stuff. So you got to see almost all of our cameras except the new thermal, and we can't wait to bring you footage from that.